You have to make this Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Monkey Business Show. Believe it or not, this is the second time this introduction. Welcome, Gorg.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. This is our special guest I promised to you last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, when the other recording, that is lost forever. I was supposed to come last week, but yeah, I had a little faceless void incident, so to say, where I lost. I think I lost one game to him, right, with him, and I just had to win, and then I kept losing. I had 6 losses, and then I finally got it, and I just queued up a game and I wasn't thinking, so I missed the podcast.
I mean, yeah, we went over a few things on the last recording. I'll do a quick recap for you guys. I mean, we talked about our morning routine, and we spoke a little bit about streaming, and the difficulties of streaming. I think something worth mentioning was, how there's 2 sides to things. Of course, we're playing video games. Of course, life is great. Of course, what we're doing is exciting, is nice, and we're grateful for that. There's many things that are positive, but then of course there's another side to it, which are real downsides. It's a lot of psychological tension and stresses, I think, that comes. I mean, how I chalk it up, it boils down to being in entertainment and being in sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think a lot of things comes with it.
As streamers go, what streamers do you like? Actually, who do you respect in the streaming world? Wow, this guy is pushing the limits, or this guy is really entertaining. Do you have any opinion yourself, actually?
I mean, in Dota, some have come and gone, and also highs and lows. I think Sing Sing was the first one that I was watching a lot. It was full on entertaining, and it was, I think, also a very healthy way that he was approaching a lot of those streams. But I do think he did some of those things that I would have struggled with, as in being interactive with the chat and always being on and kind of. But he was always surrounding himself also with friends and other players, right?
Yeah,
streaming almost always. And it made for very good product, very good entertainment. And he was very dedicated, right? As in, he was always on, I feel like.
This motherfucker still is, man. He's, I can swear, right? That's fine.
Yeah, of course.
This fucker still is. I see him online 12 hours a day. He's a grinder, man. And it's still a good streamer. He keeps up, I feel like. I still respect him a lot.
He stopped Dota for a while, right? But then now he's kind of back on the daily. He's been for quite a while.
Yeah, we're playing party queue sometimes. I join in. It's still cool, He's still the same guy, back in the day.
Yeah. Of course, you, Gorg, you're the hardest worker for quite a while, and it shows, right?
Somewhat, I guess. I try to limit myself a little bit. I could go more ham. It feels like. But I have this fear. I've talked a lot about it with other streamers that have helped me out about burnout and stuff like that. That I should know my limits and see the signs. So I try to limit myself a little bit. I usually don't do 12-hour plus streams unless it's big TI tournament type of stuff. Other than that, I try to 6-7 hours of solo queue. More than that, and your brain will melt. I'm pretty sure. That's what I've kind of told myself, at least. But I end up still sitting on the computer. I'm still on the computer 14 hours a day, it feels like, something like that. So, yeah. But I limit myself, for sure. I was a pretty goofy kid, I think. I was always very high energy, too, running around. I took some hard knocks in life, which kind of, humbled me a bit, You run into those walls growing up, right? I feel like you run into a wall where someone calls you annoying, and you're like, fuck. And you retreat back in a little bit. But in my core and essence, I was very out there always.
I resonate with it a lot. I think a lot of people would. I remember those social moments, some so vividly as well. Some that also make you fall back into your own skin. You wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, that happened.
Yeah. The worst, I can share my worst one, at least, if you want. It wasn't super traumatic, but to me, it's a core memory, I was hanging out with some older kids, and they were on a swing set, and I was kind of sitting nearby, just in earshot, I was chilling, no problem. And this one girl I liked, right? She was 2-3 years older, but that was me. I was aiming for the skies back then, So, and she's swinging, and it's oh, I'm really looking for a boyfriend. And then so she keeps swinging, and she's like, But personality-wise, I just like, as long as it's not like Gork. And I'm like, oh my God, no, she didn't know I heard her. And I was like, Jesus, what is wrong with me, man? What did I do?
Oh my God.
That was a moment.
I mean, I have a lot to pick from, but one that comes to mind right now was like wintertime in school. And it was one of those like third, fourth grade girlfriends, like you're holding hands and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And I just got together with this girl. I got together, but like we had just became boyfriend, girlfriend. And then I hit her in the face with a snowball, like really fucking hard. She starts crying and it's so cringe. I just remember it was so bad. And I'm trying to comfort her, but I'm cringing so hard even in the moment. I don't know what to do and stuff. And it's like, dude, no longer boyfriend, girlfriend after that. Yeah.
Oh, that ended it, huh?
Yeah. Proper snowball to the face.
That's a pretty funny one.
But you had a good time growing up, I hope.
Overall, yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for my way of growing up.
Was it a big city or?
Yeah, fairly big city. I grew up in Gothenburg, second biggest city in Sweden. For those of people, because some people don't know for some reason, but that's fair. I mostly only know the capitals of cities. So, but it's a big city. Like a lot of things to do. There's a lot of life here, so I like big cities. I don't think I could go away from the big city life now. Like I can't live countryside, I think. How about you? No.
I mean, as in my childhood was amazing. Like so many great things happened. But I grew up in the city and definitely became. I wanted the opposite.
You want to get out? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's also why I am where I am now, and I'm very happy where I am. It's like suburban, much more nature, much more further out. I do actually want even more than what I have right now. It's in like more remote.
Yeah.
I want kind of like no roads. I want the only road to be like to my place or into the woods or whatever. Like this,
I like the idea of that too. Maybe one day I'll get there too. But right now, I like the comfort of like knowing. It's somehow like always been a comforting feeling for me, knowing like there's life around me. Other people are awake. There's things to do. There's places to eat. Right. Otherwise it feels like I'm shit. I only have myself here.
I don't know. I really do enjoy not having people in like immediate vicinity.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I think it creates a great sense of comfort for me.
I see. I
have something I wanted to ask. I mean, we were talking about traveling before. I think it was on the deleted files. But yeah, I was asking you leisure, and we were talking about maybe events down south in Europe or even a Dota event in Portugal. Inshallah, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to also when back in what was it, in Berlin, when we announced that you were back on OG, content creator numero uno. And yeah,
I'm numero uno and numero dos. I'm both, actually.
And both. And all the numbers that you want to be, bro.
Yeah, no, I've been twice now, That's fine.
Oh, yeah, like this. Yes. But I think, dude, we should make something happen here. I think you have to come visit. I think you have to see it for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Because this is truly a European paradise.
Yeah. No, I think
you should come not just for me and for OG, but come for leisure too. Like give yourself some time off, or like take the break that you can take and check some of these things out down here.
No, I think it's important, especially to avoid that burnout thing we talked about. It's not you gotta take care of yourself in a way where like where you make sure you are your best self when you're streaming. Because if you're not, and that happens to me a lot, by the way, I'm not my best self a lot of the time. Some time off might help. Yeah. I try to like work and then take time off at the same time, but it doesn't really have the same really effect. And when I'm in Berlin, I take like half a day off to go see the sights, but a few full days off would be nice. I'm doing that this summer actually, pretty soon. So first time in a while. Nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, in Berlin, I mean, I don't want to spoil or anything, but I had a few ideas. In Portugal, I had a few ideas what we could do. But maybe we should keep that on the wraps, like maybe it's more fun.
Yeah, of course. No, but there are a ton of things to do down here. I mean, we just also came back from surfing. I don't know if you ever got to try.
No, I've never tried it. It's hard though, right?
Yeah, I've actually, I mean, all this skateboard stuff, I don't know if you ever did any as a kid. Like I did a little bit of rollerblading and then I had a skateboard, but then I fell and I gave up on it completely. But recently I got a one wheel because the manager Alan from the Dota team. He had left his
unicycle or with the one wheel.
Yeah, it's called a one wheel.
Okay,
let me hit up a picture.
They rebranded it. Yeah, I see.
So he left his, and I fell in love with it, man. And it trains a lot of your balance. And I had busted my ankle doing wakeboarding in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And this actually helped me a lot to train it back. Like my ankle's stronger and better than ever. And so this also prepared me for the surfing.
Okay.
I actually think it really helped. Now this was like my third time gone surfing, and I felt pretty comfortable getting up on the board now. I also think the one wheel is an incredible experience. I don't know if it'll hit you the same.
I will get hit somehow, I think, if I get on that thing. I'll tell you that. I was never like very coordinated. Like I don't drive, right? When I borrowed my friend's moped at 15, for instance, I was like, let me take her around the block one time, right? I fucking borrowed that thing, and I drive, and then I hit a corner. But it's like, how do you turn? When am I supposed to turn? Now? Too late. Into a wall, right? And I scraped up the entire side, right side of the motorcycle. I was kind of fine, you know? Then I came back around the corner on the block, and he's like, wait, what was this? I was like, no, that was there before, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, dude.
That was definitely one of those moments where I realized I'm not too coordinated. I don't have practice with these things, you know?
Did you ever do any of the rollerblading or
rollerblading? Maybe a little bit, but that's about it, right? Like I never was a skier, nothing. Like I was terrible at those things. I just played football.
Ice skating in Gothenburg, no?
Of course, but I was always the kid that was like bad, you know. Like I was like whatever. Like my feet went like this, you know. I don't even know. I don't even know how to keep them straight. Like I was gonna go in like
maybe the boot. As that happens also when the boot is too loose. It goes out. Yeah.
No, even though as a guy, no, yeah, I'm a size 45. What do you mean? Like a shit spot.
Sit next to your crush and size 45.
Yeah. Doesn't end well.
Okay. Damn. Okay. I thought every Swedish kid would have gone ice skating.
I mean, you know, I was more of a football kid, and then when whatever Warcraft started coming out, then everything went downhill. You know, like.
So I actually lived a double life for a while with World of Warcraft. Did you ever have that?
I lived a single life, and it was just World of Warcraft. I don't know. At that point, you know, I didn't even have another life.
I tried to keep my friends, and I tried to like keep the facade up that, you know, that I still have time on weekends. I don't have raids, you know, and I canceled so many events because I had raids, bro.
Yeah, you had to, bro. It's too important. So I didn't even know you were that into World of Warcraft. Which expansion did you play?
Dude, no, I played vanilla until Burning Crusade.
Okay, yeah. Oh, very, very old school.
Actually, Wrath of the Lich King also. No, sorry. I played till Wrath of the Lich King, and then for a few months, and then I stopped.
Yeah. That was similar to my story too.
Full PvP. I don't know about you, but PvP was my jam.
No, I was definitely PvPing a lot, mostly PvPing. I mean, PvE than vanilla, but BC and especially Wrath. I kicked off in PvP really hard. I had my crowning achievement of being top 10 in 3v3 on Storm Scale and on Cyclone, which was the hardest realm. And then I was like, yeah,
but I was playing Blackout Realm.
Blackout? Yeah, I remember that.
It was supposed to be second hardest or something, but we were about to switch to the other one. But I wanted to get into tournaments, but you have to be 18 to travel to Blizzard events.
Oh, MLG stuff. Yeah, of course.
We actually had world first achievements as well. Like we had world first, like hot streak. Okay. We had a lot of like top one and finishes in seasons, so we were like legit.
You were good. Because I think Blackhand had the first 3K. I mean, I don't know if that was you guys, but it had the first 3K rating, 3v3 even.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but the hot streak was like the win streaks. I mean, we also maybe we got some of the MMR stuff, but nah, man, we grinded the shit out of it. Like, oh my god, I had no life at some point.
Yeah, but it was fun, man. Those were like maybe my peak gaming moments back then, man.
That was nice. What were you playing?
Warrior. So I was a Bladestorm.
Oh, same.
Bladestorm guy.
Yeah,
you too? All right.
Yeah, I played Warrior, and then I played with the Wrath of the Lich King. I rolled a Death Knight as well.
Okay, yeah, of course. But the Warrior, that was like then you know all about the sword proccing Bladestorm with sweep and strikes, and armor penetration maces. Yeah.
And I was so lazy to do any PvE stuff. So when the mace came, when it was like all about the sword or the mace, the blacksmithing, I remember the name of the mace, but like that shit was so needed for some matchups.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go into like the mining and the blacksmithing and dude, so I ended up buying WoW coins.
Oh no!
Use my mom's credit card stuff.
Oh damn, dude, that's GG.
PvE was killing me, man. I couldn't do any of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I honestly, I didn't mind PvE that much. It was just like, no, then I didn't like it. But overall, like in my journey of Warcraft, I kind of like PvE. Like in vanilla, it was fun. But after that,
vanilla was the best.
Yeah,
PvE, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you ever try to touch these new ones, the remakes and stuff? Never got into the nostalgia.
You mean like WoW Classic and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I actually installed WoW Classic. I got like level 20 and. Then, I don't know, bro. I couldn't give up my life again, you know? I felt like,
yeah, it's pulling you back in.
Yeah. Plus, I've lost all faith in Blizzard, to be honest.
Okay,
I lost all faith in all Blizzard games, sadly.
Yeah.
They used to be one of my favorite game developers, like with the early StarCraft, Warcraft 3, of course, World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happened, really. Like, I can't talk too much shit about Blizzard because they do send me some sponsored games every now and then. So, like, hey, I'll try anything. But yeah, definitely. I just played Diablo 4. It just came out, and I finished the campaign yesterday.
Yeah?
I definitely...
You finished the campaign? How long did it take you?
I don't know, maybe 12 hours total for the past 3 days. 4 hours a day, something like that.
Okay.
10 to 12 hours, nothing crazy. But I would say that definitely I was asking myself while I was playing this, like, this area doesn't feel memorable. These minions don't feel memorable. There's definitely lost some charm of what felt special and memorable that used to be there for Blizzard,
You played Diablo 2 as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I played all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I got into gaming very young because of my brother, right? He's 9 years older than me, so he kind of introduced me to the older games too. So I've played a lot of them, the original ones.
Yeah, cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the originals had like some super unique charm, especially Diablo 1 and 2.
The Diablo 1 was scary, bro. Did you ever play that? It's actually scary. The storyline is actually so much sicker than like just the front, I guess. Because you have this was my friend who got into it and like who told me, right? So it's about Diablo and you're transcending the dungeons, right? And like basically meeting this demon. Yeah.
And what happens in the end, you remember? Like after you kill him?
Mm-hmm. Diablo 1? No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was so many years ago now.
So the character goes to Diablo and like takes this bloodstone, like this crystal out of the demon's forehead.
Yeah.
It's called the bloodstone, I think. And then he looks at it and he jams it into his own forehead and becomes Diablo.
Yeah, that I remember.
So you know that in World War II, like the project for the nuclear bomb was actually called Project Bloodstone.
Oh, really?
And I think so. My friend was telling me, and I mean, I tend to agree. I think the creators had this metaphor of how good turned evil, like by trying to be good, you couldn't resist the evil, and it's like you develop nuclear technology, and you defeat Diablo, you defeat the evil by kind of doing it, but then you realize you became Diablo from also being like
of course,
couldn't help it, you became the devil you're trying to destroy. Yeah, and I guess that's where, I don't know, I also got super into the Diablo 2 game because of this too. Like, I don't know, Diablo 1 has such an epic, it was such an epic game. And the story continued in Diablo 2. Yeah, epic stuff. The other ones, I don't know, what really killed it for me, I'm not here to just talk shit about Blizzard, but what really killed it for me was the Warcraft 3 Reforged. The campaign.
Oh, that was so hyped too. It was like impossible afterwards to recover from that.
I don't know how you recover from it, but like, oh my god, I was so disappointed.
What specifically was so bad about it? Because I never tried it myself.
So Mid-One was here. He bought it, and he started playing it, and then he started screaming because, like, in the beginning of the campaign, there's like this. You're playing like the Omni Knight, and then the hotkeys don't work or like are swapped, and it's like the very first map.
Oh.
And the stuff doesn't work. No more talking shit about Blizzard. So, it's really good to talk about. Some Dota topics, some buying of slots and a rumor that was on Reddit, or I don't know if it's rumor, but as the story goes that Super was on stream talking about Nigma wanting to buy a slot in China, right?
Yeah, $100,000 offered in Div 1. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's a big number. But all in all, like I thought about it a little bit and I read some comments which made some sense. Like first of all, we could assume that maybe it's not even for their own team. Maybe they just want to buy like a Nigma team in China, right? Like they did Nigma Galaxy in SEA. It could also be that. We don't know. Like it's very rare. Like you as a company owner, like the OG and all, you would know that. Like you, even if a rumor starts, it's like maybe not even worth it to like come out for karaoke and clarify things. You know, it could just stir up the fire maybe too much. I don't know why. Like if I'm him, maybe he'd want to come out and say what happened. You know, but maybe not. I'm not sure really why he wouldn't clarify it. But yeah.
I mean, plus, who cares? As in, if they want to go to China, it's like I completely understand. It's about you're ready to make that sacrifice, you know. And China is not a bad region to go to in terms of like Dota practice and stuff like this, you know. But yeah, they're also a team that does really good on LAN, but getting to a LAN event or a major through Europe.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Tough as shit, bro.
I mean, I have 33 on my stream, you know, yesterday and the day before talking about this. Like, he's 7-0 and he's chilling, but he's still like, bro, this is awful. I'm telling you, this is fucking awful. We want to go NA.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you have to grind. You have to grind. You have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, everybody comes for your ass, you know? Like, nobody is free win. Nobody's easy. Everybody studies you. And yeah, Dota is really tough in Europe.
Yeah. No,
I completely agree with, like, why not go to another region if you want to go to TI?
I mean, the theory, at least that we came up with, like, why do people not do this? Why do big orgs not go? It's pride. I feel like it feels like as soon as you don't go NA or China and you like from Europe, it feels like you've given up some sort of pride in yourself. But I don't know why else.
I think there's European Dota teams usually are completely team driven. Like, you know how LeBron or whatever, they say that he gets to decide his teammates more so than maybe some of the other NBA teams.
Yeah.
Well, all the European teams are teams with LeBron, as in like they're teams that are there because the players want to play together.
Mm-hmm.
There's maybe one player that is tied with the Lakers or, you know, OG or Secret like Clement or whatever, whoever. Yeah. And I think those players, when you ask them, I mean, maybe it's a level of pride, but I do think it's a lot about like also just how much are you willing to sacrifice? Sacrificing like for all 5 players to go to another region for the majority of the year. Oof. It's a lot to ask for someone, you know. Not most people are ready to do this kind of thing. Like, yeah, sure, if it's for a game you like and stuff like this, but then there's also less guarantee. You can make a lot more money doing this, but going to an oil rig or going fishing, you know, you make a ton of money leaving home, not returning.
Yeah, that's true.
But in Dota, you're playing on chances. In Dota, you're playing on like, we're gonna maybe increase our chances to go to TI a lot, but winning TI, oof, that's still fucking tough, bro. It's not easy.
It's a huge gamble, definitely.
There's no guarantee. Yeah,
definitely the added pressure of going to something like NA. You know, everyone says NA so easy, NA so easy. You go there and you get second instead of first. You know, tough luck. You get nothing.
Yeah. But still, like, let's say you qualify to TI. I mean, so you go to NA and you qualify. Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah. You still spend over half the year in NA.
Yeah,
and you qualify to TI, and now you maybe get 10th place. Is it worth it for you? Is it worth it for a lot of these guys on the European teams? For a lot of them, they would say no. You know, a lot of them have given a lot also already, but I do think there's like this human in them that also wants to try to create a life and live a life while doing a lot of this, you know?
I don't even know if that's true. Do Dota players have a life? I'm not actually. Some of them. I'm just kidding, but...
no, but I mean, I think most of them have given up most of their life.
Yeah.
But it's like that last 5-10% that I think lies at home for them.
Yeah.
For most of them. There are some that are completely on the road, and like, you know, Sumail made the move, for example. You know, he's moved left and right, and he is like
very much
more than all in, right? And it's commendable, it's respectable. But I do also think there will be a time where he doesn't want to do that anymore. I think a lot of players are there, older players.
Yeah. I think late 20s, whatever, it does feel like it starts coming for people, usually.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it definitely happened around some 27, 28, you know, much more.
Yeah. What was it? Was it anything in particular that inspired you to like feel like life is important? Like, what was it? Like, I missed something, or what was it that woke you up? So to say?
Well, like again, I was like a lot of those players. I did have, I had given up most of my life Like I was ready, and I was ready to give up even the last 5-10%. But I did have the last 5-10% quite often, as in I got to go home, I got to see my friends, I got to spend summer in Denmark. I got to see like life has a lot of cool things. I have grown some plants, you know, I've had a dog, I've had like some of those, I guess, regular life experiences that were, back then, they were so rare to me. Like, as in, it almost seemed hard. Like the thing of keeping a plant was like really hard, challenging, and like I didn't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
But yeah, get older and you keep sacrificing everything to Dota, and then at one point when Dota becomes like you found something that you're looking for, and then other things in life are like really appealing and really attractive. And you just kind of balance that and juggle that for a while. I mean, Dota is still such an amazing pastime for me. I watch more Dota than I watch anything else. Yeah, it's still like it tickles that part of the brain, but playing and chasing the win and chasing like this and sacrificing everything for the grind.
Yeah.
The chase was still great, but like the sacrifice for the grind, it dug too much into like, what could be. Like I want plants, I want dogs, I want to try to learn an instrument, I want to try to paint, I want to try to build something with my hands. How am I gonna manage that while grinding Dota? I can't.
Yeah.
It like I would go half then. I would barely learn these other things and try these new things and get into them. And I would really not be achieving what I hope to achieve in Dota. I'd just be doing a half grind, which is then like, I'm just wasting my time.
I wanted to ask, why do you think that is? Like, because I feel like, let's say we talk like late 20s is like, seems like the kind of breaking point for a lot of Dota players and people that are in gaming. I saw League. There was a big League streamer that just retired. He was like 26, 27. Why is other sports, like let's say basketball, football, they go until their late 30s or 40s? Do you think they've developed a better balance there, or like better support for the players? Or why do you think that is that retirement age is different from the Dota one on average?
Yes, I think it's a very good question. I actually do think it's very related to that, to that exactly. I do think don't they have like half a year off almost? They have like an off season.
They do have off seasons, yeah. They definitely do have off seasons.
Where they have like up to half a year off. I think they have like a very clear-cut schedule, and it's probably very professionalized in many aspects, right? Like they probably do have a and then they also have a lot more of a guarantee in a way, which I do think helps a lot of the pressure.
Lowers the stress a lot, right? Because everything's not a gamble, right? Yeah.
You're getting paid, you have a future, unless you become addicted to some fucking whatever, spend all your money on something stupid. Like, isn't it incredible amount of money that they can earn playing for X amount of years? And that should come with the ability to focus, right? Or like it should help you focus a lot. And in Dota, I think it's only there for very few. For a lot of people, it's a huge, much bigger risk, and it feels like even though they're sacrificing everything, the return isn't there. Whereas in basketball, I think they maybe feel like even though they're sacrificing everything, there's a much bigger return.
Yeah, no, I guess so. I mean, it's definitely. Do you think there's a future for it in Dota though? The off-season thing. Do you think that's appropriate if you want like a longer scene, so to say, for players?
I want to say positive. Of course, I mean we're trying really hard. I'm very inspired by many of these academy projects that I've seen, especially from Red Bull. I hope the future of Dota looks something like this, like very professional. Maybe it's league driven like NBA, or maybe it's something else. But I do think order and stability is key to a lot of this like longevity, like longevous.
I think you had it. Longevous.
Something like that. Longevous.
Latin,
whatever. I think it helps. It helps sponsors, it helps money flow, it helps expenditure, it helps planning, it helps. I mean, and then it helps all the tournament organizers for the same reason. Sponsors, planning, blah blah blah, or like tournament organizers, as in the venue, as in the physical event, as in wherever it is that you decide to go with. You can book years in advance potentially. This tremendously stabilizes and helps. And with that comes maybe more money, cash flow, but it's also a lot easier to spend on players should be able to see part of this profit too, And I like Valve's approach with allowing competition from outside, and the same thing with like a Challengers League and League of Legends, as in there's like a path you can there should be stepping stones and paths you can take, but that's always the case in sports.
Yeah,
I think in every good sport, people can always get on the best team or get in there one way or another. Like there's going to be talent scouts. If winning matters, talent will be found. Which is one of the counter arguments for leagues is that they don't have the wildcard tournament, or you want to have like this open qualifier to TI where anybody can just go and play and win. I do like it, but I know that it's also very unhealthy for a lot of the money flow and a lot of like stuff, in the end, players are losing out on it too.
Yeah.
Like we just talked about, I do think they lose out on it too.
I think that
everybody loses.
Oh, for sure. I think that it kind of brings me to whatever the next thing I wanted to talk to, which was the LCQ eventually. But your point kind of brings me to like, do we think people kind of like this anybody can make it open qualifier thing? Because it's like it feels like it's less corporate, I guess, than the approach of leagues and stuff. I guess maybe Dota players just like that kind of approach right now, and it's hard to like go away from it, maybe.
And not just Dota players. I mean, wouldn't you like sitting, like part of you, wouldn't you like going into a gladiator arena and like watching people fight? I'm not saying people should die. Like I didn't want to ever die necessarily, but I love the idea of watching people fight to the death, as in, they think they're going to die. They're going to give it their all.
Yeah.
It's why I watch a lot of nature programs. It's why I love parts of nature. It's like the max intensity. It's like the max competition.
Yeah. That's the downside with leagues, right? You don't get the death. You don't feel the death as
maybe
much.
You can incorporate it though. I mean, the league could maybe incorporate this themselves, as in there is a way, but then again, it has to be because the rest you still want to be able to plan it. Like, it has to then be conformed to like a league system, which is longevous. It has a lot of longevity. We can plan shit for 2 years, and like. Maybe there's a way to still make other stuff happen with like, get that open qualifier bracket run.
Yeah, no
possibility
for sure. But
I really hope that they're doing it this year. They didn't announce it yet, right?
Exactly. With the players I've asked, like I don't think they can say maybe necessarily, but they're like, I don't think it's happening. Like,
I mean, I don't think it's happening either. I just don't have any info to go on.
It has to happen, man. Like you cannot have.
That's what you think.
You cannot have the two winners, right? Secret, Liquid, you cannot have them get second and third at TI and not have it. It's impossible. It showed that it worked. If they got last place, it's like, whatever. So our system works. Obviously, the good teams get invited and everybody gets a fair shot. But now it showed like, oh shit, the system is flawed and this is the solution. Like gives a new chance, which is amazing, I think. But I was talking to 33 about this a little bit, by the way. He had I thought, a little bit controversial point, because he was kind of like opposed to it. Like he said, like it's too much of a benefit for the teams playing the qualifiers for like Secret and Liquid, because they get like kind of LAN practice before TI, so they get to like play off the shakes, so to say. Like the shakiness that comes when you come at TI. Like, oh my god, it's TI. They kind of get it like. They kind of get that out of their system before they actually get to play. I was wondering what your take on that was, because I was like kind of opposed to it. I still like think it can't be that much of a benefit, but he was pretty adamant about his point.
I think there's no excuse to not be able to recreate that yourself. In a land, like you can just boot camp and play a ton of scrims, and then if people struggle to take the scrims seriously, it's like. That's in your own head, just like everything is in our heads. I think N0ta's point is valid, that people have something in our heads and they get it out.
Yeah.
Like they release something and then they are able to be more of a unit, be more of a team, and hang out better or talk about things better. The fuck do I know?
Yeah.
I think that is, sure. You can have a LAN tournament and some online viewers watching your games, and that's the difference maker. There's no excuse that you can't just replicate this in scrims, and tell yourself people are watching, whatever. Like, take it serious.
It's hard,
but I think he has a point, as in there's definitely benefit to it. But it's something that we talked about in Dota for a very long time, and it's the same thing. Is like, is it better to go lower bracket run or upper bracket run?
Yeah,
because there's a lot more games in the lower bracket, and there's a lot more off days in the upper bracket. So. Do those chill days, do they help you chill, or are they helping you lose? Like, just chilling equal losing in this case. And is it good for you to have the tournament games? I don't know. I mean, I think there's arguments for both, I really do think. I think the only reason why the LCQ top 2 and 3 at TI were there is also because they were in Europe. I mean, they're European teams. It's no joke. As in, you can't expect this from anybody. As in, like, it doesn't matter if you play a lot. If you're a bad team or if you're toxic mentality, you're only going to get worse. My Cloud9 team was the best example. Like, best tournament was the first one. Worst tournament was the last one. It was like one steady decline. But it does also depend on the team whether or not you're getting better or worse. But I think that has a point. As in, I don't think there's nothing you shouldn't be able to get out of yourself by just sacrificing time and finding scrim partners.
Yeah, I understand. That was kind of what I was thinking too. But I did also see the point. But of course, like, I do think part of the reason why they got second, third was probably because they got the shakes out. Because, you know, like, part of... Because I think, I want to, like you as well, like TI8, I feel like at least you would probably say that a lot of the reason why your success was because you had that underdog story and you got to play your way up, of course. It was kind of like a lower bracket run from the start almost.
Yeah, we had to play a ton of Dota because we're a new team, but then we had the open qualifier, which was a blessing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the open qualifier helped us play more games than we would have been able to on our own, but it definitely all was very needed. I think every team that ends up winning a tournament also credits all their practice and all their games to their win, right? But yeah, I think there's definitely a point to be made, but I do hope it's there just as a spectator, too. You know, not as OG, not as a player, just as a fucking spectator.
Of course.
I would love to see it.
Of course. It was wonderful. I feel like that was like, except for TI, that was better than a major, you know. I was like, holy shit, this is so high stakes. I love it.
Yep. No, for sure.
But we'll see. I'm hoping Valve, you know, they're you know, we could talk Valve, but, you know, we hit Blizzard. I'm not sure if we should hit Valve too, but they're a bit of like a secretive company, you know. They got their own stuff cooking. They're either nothing is cooking or they have a secret cooking, you know, like they're gonna announce it.
I mean, now I've read the thing on Reddit so many times about like this other game, this thing about like Neon Prime, and then them working on a game. I found very hype.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, anything iStrog does till the day I die, I'll try at least, you know? Like, I owe them that much. But
just hope it's not going to be another artifact.
Bro, I think about that a lot. Like, sometimes I go to steamcharts.com and I look artifact, how many players I have? 25 total? Oh boy, you know, like, what happened here? That must, I feel for them, you know, all the developers, because that was, like, they put a lot of time into that game. Did you ever play the artifact in like before it came out in the alpha?
Yeah.
I was having fun. Yeah. You know, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a big game, maybe.
It was fun, but I didn't find the replayability. Yeah, and then I guess the launch also just was a disaster, right? With
absolute disaster. Yeah. I mean, maybe they should approach it like as a streamer. I've seen like, for instance, Diablo 4. They approach it by integrating streamers into it. I hope Valve does this, by the way, if you're listening, with Neon Prime. But like, I think it's a good idea, for instance, to like have some sort of drop integration for new releases. I understand Dota is not a new release, so they maybe don't need to do it with Dota. But if there's a new release, it's interesting what they're doing. There's like 2 gifted subs, and you get a cool skin in the game. You know, whatever. Like, it's not really gonna win you anything, but it also makes people stream it more, which I feel like could maybe keep the game alive. Like, maybe they could have done that for Artifact too. Like, there's many possibilities. But Valve seems like a very hands-off company. I don't even know if they care, but Blizzard does that stuff all the time.
Yeah. No, dude. I mean, I would love to see, because it would be a sign of community interaction. It would be a sign of trying to build community. But I don't want to say sadly, but I think my guess would be that Valve are the kind of company to just try to build a product and try to be hands-off community and stuff like this.
It does seem like that, yeah. Except for that brief Jeff Hill thing on Reddit for like a week or two where he fixed some bugs and then everybody was happy.
Yeah, Jeff Hill woke up one day feeling himself. He was like, I'm gonna be there for the people.
Yeah, then he read enough Reddit comments. He's like, fuck this. I'm out. Yeah. I never saw him.
People don't deserve me. Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Gorg, there's something I have to ask you. How do you shave your balls?
Wait, I didn't think we'd get that intimate yet. N0tail, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know actually.
You don't know? They just happened on its own?
No, I have one of those razors. I think I've had forever. So yeah, that's what I use.
I used to be the same. Like when teenage years, and then until I was 20 something, I had just stuck to the same, knew what worked. But I don't know if you know the story, but one day I had a package here with like a grooming kit from Manscaped.
Yeah.
And nobody told me. Nobody gave me a heads up. And I was like trying to find out if somebody was implying something, that I had hair sticking out somewhere, or like whatever. No, but it turns out they're interested in the podcast. And I've tried their products. I've been using it now for a couple months, and I can heart on hand recommend, as in my swimming experience has been very good, and it's also very cool, neat package, but truly the product works.
One important question, like the one fear I have, like, are you afraid of getting cut when you're down there? Because that's like,
of course,
it has happened. But does this help a little bit at least?
It's full stress, full panic every time.
Okay.
It even has certain gels that help your help the skin kind of tighten and retract, which makes the shaving experience even easier.
All right.
I'm a huge fan of the trimmer, that they have, the electric trimmer, which is also water resistant, but no, it's all well-rounded, slick, but what's really nice is it does work. It's very smooth. I'm not one to preach too hard, but I'm a Manscaped believer.
Okay. I'll have to try it out then. Which code should I buy?
If you, like me, am a fan of Manscaped, you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code OGMBS at manscaped.com. So, okay. What is something, Janne, that you have yet to do in your life, but you've always wanted to do?
Well, I really want to go... Okay, two things, I guess. It's mostly food related. So, like, I grew up, like, on American culture, right? And I haven't been to NA, and I just want to hit up In-N-Out, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, I just want to go on a big fat tour, you know what I mean? Texas, double meaning. Texas brisket, barbecue, all that stuff. Like, that's like on a bucket list, The second one was Italy, but honestly, America's calling to me even more. Food related. That's like, I travel for food. Like, I see the Eiffel Tower. Oh, yeah. Bro, I don't know. I can Google the Eiffel Tower. I don't give a shit. But I can't eat the Eiffel Tower, Like, I can't eat brisket here, And I travel for food, so that's something I'd want to do.
I'm into that. I'm with you on that.
What about you? What is your like bucket list thing? Because I feel like now you're like in the state of life where you're kind of like chipping it off. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying. Yeah, there's a few things I did now that I never did. I wanted to do. What's still there? I want to go camping, like but like a proper hike camp, where you travel for like 3 days and you keep setting up camp every night as you go along.
Yeah.
Like travel some distance. I've yet to do it. Really want to do it.
Yeah. Don't get eaten by bear, then we're cool, Just,
don't get eaten by bear.
Yeah.
What is it? If it's brown,
lay down.
Lay down. If it's black,
fight back.
Fight back. Yeah,
that's the one.
They're small.
Yeah.
So like if you're white, you're dead or something, right?
Yeah. GG.
Yeah. GG. Okay. No, but no bears here. I think that's not my worry. My worry.
I mean, have you ever thought about, like, a lot of people did that from my school, like not just like hiking full on. What do you call it? Like, it's like you travel with backpacking. That's the one. Like, have you ever? Because I feel like that would fit you a little bit. Maybe some backpacking kind of stuff, or is that like too extreme? Maybe.
No, kind of like backpacking. That's exactly it. Like, I've even bought the big backpack now.
Oh, you did?
Ready for it?
Nice.
Yeah. But like to get, just to get your mattress, your tent, and whatever you need, and then carry enough food. Plan to take the dogs with me, and then go somewhere, travel for 3 days, make it like a round trip, and then
No phone, I'm guessing, of course.
I mean, phone will be on you, and you'll have it with you for music, right? But
the
idea is to not use it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You have a phone addiction?
I mean, I have 2 phones now. I bought a second one, so yes. I don't really. Yeah. Nah, I have a second. I bought a new one, but Like I realized I couldn't log into everything, so now I just have to, and I'm charging both of them right now. It's a disaster.
Dude, don't do this. I've done this to myself. It's like you're in the limbo.
Yeah, I'm in
the limbo. Oh, fuck,
I'm using both, man.
I know the limbo.
It's awful, bro. It's awful.
Just switch over, bro. Just spend 30 minutes and log into everything. And just switch everything over.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad you've been there, dude. At least. I'm not alone.
I know the phone limbo. Oh no.
No, I definitely feel in limbo. I definitely sit on this thing most of the time. I'm not streaming. You know, it's oh, thank God I take a break from my medium-sized screen. Now I can look at my small one or the big one on the TV. You know, like it's always one I'm taking a break from.
What is it, Android or is it iOS?
I'm doing Android. I mean, I used to do iOS, but I got used to Android, and like since then, like I don't want to relearn shit. I'm good with Android. But
let's see. They just announced their glasses, right?
Oh yeah, that's actually a topic. I just saw it, like images of it, the new Apple VR set, and that looked pretty interesting, honestly. That looks like very futuristic.
Yeah, I mean, I do think AR is more future than VR. Like VR is boring, right? Real world is still very exciting.
So this is AR, the Apple one?
Yeah, they're like AR goggles.
So that's augmented reality, right?
Yeah. So again, it's like I don't know if you ever gone into VR, like actual VR Vive Index. Have you tried it?
I did it at the OG thing in Berlin, I think, if that's the one you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they had the Index. Maybe it's a different headset, but either way, like imagine watching a movie in that thing. Yeah, it's cool once, but like 2 hours with that thing on, and it's like every time you have to take a drink, you have to take the headset off.
Yeah.
Every time you have to eat popcorn, like you have to do it blind.
Yeah.
But with this thing, you don't need a TV, bro. You're watching TV in the air. You're watching TV on the wall through the goggles, and you can still see the popcorn. You can still see your drink.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, I mean, I don't know if these glasses will be the future, but I think the technology will be, as in when you want to watch TV or when you want to go on a Zoom call or if you want to go on your phone, you just pick up a pair of glasses instead.
But you do remember the Google Glass, right? That was like 10 years ago or some shit.
Yeah, but yes, 10 years something ago, discontinued, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we're more ready for it now. It felt like...
But I think that was the issue, was like, they weren't ready. The chip was too big, the battery was too big, everything was... Yeah. Even these look very clunky, if you've seen them.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at images now. They look like ski goggles, kind of. But thick. Very thick.
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
I think that's how it will always be in the beginning, right? It's the same thing with our phones. They're big and clunky before they became... a small mirror.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That is the future of gaming. I can't imagine like playing anything like Dota on it. Like that's not gonna happen. But if gaming goes that direction, it would be cool, you know?
It's gonna be weird. Like it's gonna be like a silent disco. You know, when you're at a stadium, everybody's just wearing goggles. But you're like the one guy without goggles. You're like security guy. You can't see shit.
Yeah.
Like you see no monitors. You see nothing going on. It's just a bunch of weird kids like with goggles on. They're like, ah!
Yeah. For sure. The only thing I guess the downside with it, okay, so do you like move your body? It doesn't track your body, right? I'm not really sure how augmented reality works.
No. So I don't know how it would be tracking necessarily things. I'm not gonna be wise about these glasses, but like the way I'm imagining it in the future is that instead of having the monitor that we have physically right now in front of us, we'll have a way to have a virtual monitor here, but when we turn our head, the monitor doesn't follow us. It's there in that space, you know. On in the 3D world, like you're wearing a fake monitor that stays put.
I gotcha.
Stays static.
Yeah, and you gotta wear these glasses though all the time. Ugh, I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, they only had the 2-hour battery life.
2 hours? Oh, that's not inspiring.
It comes with a battery pack that's like you can carry with you. Apparently, that's like easy to change.
Okay. Reload. I gotta reload, guys. Wait.
Yeah. But again, I can see a certain type of future. Like imagine you and I, we made art on the street somewhere, and other people that walk by this place in the earth or other places on earth too, they could see this art, somewhere that we made.
Sounds metaversey. A little bit like a metaverse.
Yeah, metaversey, I guess. Because then it's like you can go into somebody else's metaverse and there's a different statue here that they made.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that'd be cool.
But I see it as like incredible tool for entertainment, right? Like we can now make things using just electricity power and microchips that exist, and we could create like all types of stuff. I can see it.
Yeah, it's slower than I expected. Like this transition, I think it will take a while. You know, like to transition into like this kind of sort of gaming space or whatever, right? It will take a little bit of time.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you, Gorg. It was very nice to chat again.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything you would want Gorg to do with OG, any piece of content ideas, feel free to always share. We're all ears and we're here to please. And yeah, maybe you'll inspire us. Don't be shy. Yeah, and again, thanks, Gorg, for being here. Until next time, I hope to be casting some more OG games, maybe in the European qualifier.
Hope so. That's going to be fun and spicy. Non-biased casts, of course, as always.
Non-biased casting.
Yeah.